You might have seen posts about being able to make money from home. At the time I was laid off and I was looking for an option from home. And so I said, well, let me at least read through it and see what it's about. Turned out to be a legitimate offer and a legitimate job that required very minimal skills and software and things like that. And so I gave it a shot. I didn't tell anybody about it until I got my first check and actually spent it on real items. I think it was groceries. I think I was in Walmart. I basically want to help people who are serious about making some additional income. It could either be after work, it could be over the weekends, whether you can offer 2 or 3 hours. If you have experience, I'd say between intermediate to advanced experience using Microsoft Office products, mainly Microsoft Word. This is something that you can take advantage of. Have access to internet, Wi-Fi, either right there in your home or like we have a local WorkNet center. We have a library that you can go in. I'm still writing resumes from home. It's still something I do in my free time. And so I don't want to send anybody that doesn't know what they're doing. So you can go and find it on your own if you want to Google it or whatever you can. But if you like more information on how to make this successful, on the job ad, you'll see where they say you can make up to $3,500 a month. Some people are serious about job opportunities and some people just aren't. A decade in workforce development, I've learned that. I don't take it to heart. So if you're interested, if you clicked here and you found yourself here and you're interested in learning more information, you want to take it serious, let's get started. Number 1, Microsoft Word. When I say if you have experience using Microsoft Word, I mean literally that you have experience using Microsoft Word on a desktop machine. So not a tablet, not a Chromebook, not your phone, not somebody's iPhone Plus, an actual desktop version of Microsoft Word. Why do I say that? Because formatting is going to be very, very useful. You'll also have opportunities where people might make comments on what you wrote, and so they want you to update it based on their feedback. There's a way to track those things. There's a lot more options at the top on the toolbar. There's a lot more options as far as editing, as far as messing with the margins and things like that. You want to make sure you're comfortable with that. If you're not yet, start getting comfortable. The hardest part is not going to be actually applying the initial application for the job. The most difficult part is going to be when they provide you with a template and a client's information, a fictitious client's information, and you turn that into a very nice resume that they can use for the industry that they've indicated. A lot of the information that we need as resume writers will be provided to us. They're not paying us necessarily for our formatting skills, although some of us do have that, and that's a plus. But the system, the company, they actually provide that for us. They provide hundreds of templates that we can use, okay? But they are paying us for our ability to turn their raw data or their old resumes into content that can be used. The next thing I want to talk about is privacy. So you will not have to divulge your personal information, meaning your personal email address, your full legal name. You don't have to provide that to your clients. What this company offers is they do all the marketing. They have a system that you log into. They have a system that you can receive templates from, that you can get information about how to respond professionally. They have scripts for that. You don't have to divulge your personal information in order to service your clients. And so privacy is something that was big for me. I wanted to work from home, but I didn't want everybody to know all of my business necessarily. I didn't want them to be able to email me all times of night and it come to my phone. So that's something that you can control because there is a system that we actually log into. That's nothing that you have to divulge personally. With the privacy being a part of the package, some people wonder, okay, how can I legitimately get paid? You're actually a 1099, so that means you're not an employee, you're contracted. So each of us are our own business owner, if that makes sense. If you file for taxes, they ask you for W-2s or 1099s. W-2s means someone writes your check A company or an entity writes your check and sends it out to you. They sign it over to you. 1099 means that you're contracted out, and so there's an organization that has hired you as a separate entity. You are a business, so it's your name, but you are a business. You're contracted. Okay, so you get that 1099 at the end of the year, which means you're responsible for your taxes. So sometimes what I do is put aside between 5 and 12% of my income each check, and that percentage that I put aside, I'll put into a savings account or a separate account so I don't touch it when tax time comes. If I owe anything, I'll make sure that money is set aside just for those purposes. That way I don't feel like I have to pay taxes when I do, when it's tax season, I owe all this money. No, it's money I've already budgeted and put aside. See, W-2 means they take your taxes out. They've formulated how they want to do your taxes, and they take them out regardless of what you say before you even get to touch the money. As a 1099, you have more control. You decide, okay, I know what my withholdings are. I know what tax breaks I'm going to be able to have. I know what I'm going to be able to write off. So this is about the amount that I'll owe at the end of the year. And guess what? I'm an oversaver. So usually I don't even owe as much as I save. That's a bonus. The last thing I wanted to talk about was customer service. Unfortunately, we live in a society right now where customer service is not all that great. And so if we have great customer service, people will continue to come back and ask for our service. I literally log into the system and figure out how many orders I want to take every time I log in. Nothing is assigned to me unless I give them permission to do so. And so customer service is very important. That means responding to emails within 24 hours or less if you can. And we can do that through our phones. Just to say, hey, I received your message. I'll be in touch shortly. Or if someone is not pleased with the first draft, to be able to respond to them and say, I'm sorry to see that you're not pleased with your first draft, but I'd like to work with you so we can get it going to the way you like. The perk to working for this company as a contract resume writer is that they also have scripts for different type of situations. And if those scripts don't work, you get a response back from the client and they're like, I'm not having it. I want to speak to your manager. I want my money back. Y'all said one thing, y'all did another. That's usually out of our control. We don't set up those orders. We just go in and click the ones that we want to accept. This company has always been so awesome about having my back as a writer. If I've done what they've asked me to do and followed their protocol, they back me up 100%. Point is, if you're interested in making extra money from home, you can do it. Pay nothing to start. I know there are people out there wondering, well, Danita, that sounds great. It sounds convenient. It sounds like something I might be able to do. But what's the money looking like? Because we have incentives going on all the time, if you write a resume within 24 hours, if you get it to the client within a certain amount of time, the least amount that I've earned writing resumes has been maybe $15 per resume. The most has been between $75 and $90. But I want to make sure that you're fully aware of what this is about, how the application process works. You will go through a trial period. They want to see how you write. They want to make sure they monitor your interactions with customers in the beginning. And then after that trial period is over with, you're basically just like me. You're going in there taking orders whenever you have the time to do so. What I will say is with this freedom comes great responsibility. Because I've been able to pay my groceries, my rent, car payments, and things like that just from writing resumes, my time is pretty fluid. Make sure you pay attention to how much time you spend on each order. Make sure you pay attention to how much time you do your free time. So my camera was acting up in the other room, so I had to come out of that. Anywho, entrepreneurship can be tricky because you're in control. It's rewarding because you're in control, but that also means that you're completely in control. No boss, no schedules, no clocking in, none of that. You decide the hours, but you also have to keep the balance. You're responsible for it all. So if you're ready, let's get started.